A dark, ominous sphere looms above a landscape littered with masked faces. The monstrous sphere unleashes a deafening roar. A lone survivor screams in terror caught in its wake. The survivor cries out as the monster's maw closes around him. He's caught in a deadly grip, about to be devoured. The hero wakes up in a daze, holding his knife. He realizes he has the power to fight back. An exclamation, the hero looks up and sees the monster and its horde in a crimson sky. Back on the ground, other porters yell about him not doing his job. The porter's boss yells at him for not doing his job. He apologizes. A porter shouts, "Useless porter bastards." The hero curses. The world changed after the abyss. The abyss is another dimension where monsters from fantasies exist. After its discovery, people gained powers. With these newfound powers, people explored the abyss and defeated monsters, raising ranks. Text shows that with power, anyone could have lived a good life. However, he stares at his hands as he says, "Not me, he's just a porter." He shouts in anger and frustration, "I got all of the booty from this Sid." The hero looks around at the carnage. Blood is splattered everywhere as he wonders, what? He mutters in shock, "What, they died?" A voice booms, "You're the last one left." Staring up in disbelief, the hero questions what this new foe is. He cries out in terror as the text ominously labels the monster Asmodeus, an SSS-ranked threat. Fueled by fury, the hero charges forward. With a roar, he lunges toward the SSS-ranked Asmodeus. The hero's power surges violently as he prepares to attack Asmodeus. The hero falls to the ground, battered and bruised. He's clearly outmatched by the SSS-ranked monster. Gasping, he wonders what this attack is. The air shimmers as the monster prepares its next move. A stream of energy cascades before Asmodeus as the hero is heavily damaged. The ground is covered in skulls. The hero cries out in shock as the monster attacks. "How will I die?" Images of his past flash before his eyes. Am I really going to die? The hero, on the verge of death, hears a voice as he feels an awakening. Blood drips as a blinding light fills his vision. All awakening conditions. The blinding light intensifies as a message appears. All awakening conditions have been satisfied. The voice booms, commencing awakening. A radiant figure descends on a golden staircase. The ground crumbles as something descends upon him. The hero, confused, mutters "Huh," in disbelief as his awakening begins. He exclaims, "What?" He realizes the radiant figure standing before him is not what he expected. The hero lays on the ground, unable to understand what he's seeing. Asmodeus watches. A voice laughs, wondering if the hero thinks he stopped Asmodeus. The hero looks up and asks, "Who are you?" The figure responds, "Some call me king." The radiant figure declares authority bestowed upon the hero. He questions what authority is as his awakening continues. The radiant being proclaims, "I admired your will and came to choose you." The hero questions reality, thinking this all must be some sort of miracle. The radiant figure looms over him as the words "my key" appear. The other porters mention the hero is sleeping and wake him up. Someone says "Good morning," before being hit in the face with a devastating slap. The porter wakes up startled and confused. Someone comments about his inability to listen. Suddenly, memories flood back. The hero sees his high school bullies in front of him, Bae Hyuk-soo. He exclaims, "I was definitely in the abyss until just now. Wait." The hero sees his stats in front of him. Name Kim Taehyun, age 19, rank F, skill pre. He is in disbelief. He sees his stats. This all happened 16 years ago. That means. Laughing, the bully grabs him by the collar. Taehyun is confused by the change. The bullies laugh as the hero is confused by his sudden change in reality. The special lecture hosted by the Players Association is set to take place in the main hall. Sports equipment is located nearby. 3 men in suits leave the building, seemingly after the lecture concludes. The man with the magic emitting from his hand asks what's happening. After the young one came, Seial Hundo has been casting status effect skills. The onlookers note the strong resistance. They figured he was A-ranked. The suited man smirks. "In that case, shall we have a chat with our friend here?" The other man remains silent. The suited man says his words were crude, but wants to scout Taehyun. The suited man states that even a genius like himself can't do everything alone. You get what I mean. The suited man states Taehyun is talented, not like Bae Hyuksu, just like the current Yu Kim Taehyun. Seial Hundo is ready to attack, so Kim Taehyun he yells out. Seial Hundo continues, promising wealth, honor, and a better life for Taehyun's family. Seial Hundo launches toward Taehyun. Taehyun is surprised by the sudden attack. Taehyun is angered by Seial Hundo's offer for wealth and honor. Lee Youngyi, you crossed a line. Taehyun's arm is being encased by a stone-like substance. Lee Youngyi is surprised at Taehyun's sudden power. Lee Youngyi smirks, realizing Taehyun won't be swayed by money or power. Taehyun's eyes glow red as he clenches his fist, unleashing a fiery power. Kim Taehyun casts a spell. He yells out "Room" as magic circles expand. The explanation box says that "Room" is a binding skill to isolate space. The fight between the two is now fully secluded inside the Room spell. Seial Hundo is confident no one will know. Lee Youngyi watches in anticipation as Taehyun and Seial Hundo clash within the Room. Both Kim Taehyun and Seial Hundo launch powerful attacks within the Room spell, ready to collide. Taehyun and Seial Hundo's attacks clash, creating a massive explosion inside the Room. The explosion from their attacks radiates outwards, shaking the Room to its core. The powerful blows connect, a resounding keuk, echoing as their powers collide intensely within the Room. Seial Hundo is launched into the building wall from the power of the explosion. With a resounding keuk, Seial Hundo coughs up blood, reeling from Taehyun's powerful counterattack. Seial Hundo laughs manically, asking Taehyun if he finally sees where he stands now. Kim Taehyun stands as the explosion from their clash engulfs the Room. Lee Youngyi watches the fight, commenting on how it must be Taehyun's skill. The narrator states with his skills and power, it must be hard for Taehyun to find a reasonable opponent. The narrator sets the scene, indicating that Taehyun now faces a new opponent. The panel reads the epitome of intelligence, while showing a fiery blast in the background. As blinding explosions erupt, spank violently reverberates inside the Room. Seial Hundo stands tall amidst the chaos. Kim Taehyun, you have no chance at winning. Seial Hundo is intensely focused, his sweat dripping as he stares at Taehyun. The attacks intensify within Room. The fight between Taehyun and Seial Hundo is reaching its climax. Taehyun launches a series of rapid attacks against Seial Hundo. The attacks intensify inside the Room. With an intense explosion, Seial Hundo is hurt. UGHH is shown with purple streaks. Taehyun unleashes a fierce attack. Lee Youngyi watches in shock, exclaiming, "What? Impossible." Seial Hundo is defeated and crashes into the wall, asking, "But how on earth?" Seial Hundo is struggling, his body unable to move. Lee Youngyi realizes Taehyun had more than body strengthening. Lee Youngyi wonders what Taehyun is. Taehyun smiles, saying the awakening is working. Seial Hundo reels in shock as the smoke clears. What the hell did he do? The narrator reveals Taehyun didn't use all his skills right away, as a montage of the skills he acquired flashes on screen. Stone skin, stealth, and paralysis. The narrator explains that C-rank paralysis struggles against S-rank resistance. It also says stealth negates fire attacks. Predation is a last resort and should be used carefully. Taehyun's strategy was to use paralysis during close combat. Status effects are stronger when inflicted directly. Continuous blows of paralysis, even with high resistance, is doing damage to Seial Hundo. Taehyun resisted the paralysis multiple times, but eventually succumbs to the status effect. He has failed at resisting paralysis. Amidst the ruined room, Taehyun stands victorious, while Seial Hundo lies defeated below. Lee Yoongi looks on with disbelief, realizing the extent of Taehyun's abilities. Lee Yoongi is in shock, realizing Taehyun is a genius who surpassed his expectations. Seial Hundo lays defeated on the ground. I admit it, Kim Taehyun, ki. Seial Hundo lies defeated as Lee Yoongi looks down, stating, I guess I underestimated you too much. Seial Hundo states from this moment onward, he is getting serious as he summons purple magic. Seial Hundo is summoning something. A creepy energy surrounds him as Taehyun watches. Seial Hundo rises, surrounded by ominous magic. Shall fight you seriously as well. Seial Hundo is consumed by purple flames as he powers up. Get ready. Taehyun's strike clashes with the king's energy attack, sending shockwaves through the dungeon. The intense battle continues, the clash of power shaking the surroundings. Taehyun takes a direct hit from the king. His body is pushed past its limits. The king unleashes a furious golden barrage, overwhelming Taehyun completely. The power of the king's golden attack causes more destruction to the surroundings. The king's golden attack tears through the dungeon, ripping apart everything in its path. More destruction ensues. Taehyun screams as he is blasted backwards by the king's overwhelming power. The king unleashes his true form, revealing young master's powerful Flame Heart's skill. Normally, drawing out the young master's full power as an S-rank would be hard. The king used a mana amplifying stone. It was created by refining a simple mana stone. The king is channeling the monster's core, using it to amplify his mana. With the mana amplifying stone, the king draws out his S-rank powers. An underling yells at the king to stop his violent rampage now. The underling questions the king's intentions. Are you planning to kill him? The king warns Taehyun that his body might burst from the magic surge. The underling yells out in shock as the king's power explodes outwards. A voice replies, shut up. The king, enraged by the underling's words, shouts, how dare a lowly bodyguard order me around? The king asks if Taehyun wants him to let the prior events slide. Taehyun is overwhelmed. The king's power might be too much to withstand. Enraged, Taehyun shouts, stop your bullshit, as his power begins to awaken. The king laughs manically, consumed by power as he shouts, die Kim Taehyun. The underling realizes the king is not in his right mind, and things are bad. Taehyun is blasted into the ground. The underling shouts to see if he's alive. The king watches Taehyun, surprised to see him still alive, muttering so quickly. Taehyun lies on the ground, bloodied and beaten, after taking the blast. Amidst the chaos, the king questions Taehyun's words, what are you saying, run away? He admits that facing an S-rank enemy is something completely different. He starts using potions to heal. Taehyun declares he's going to get serious, his eyes glowing with power. The scene shifts to a distant view of a city skyscraper. What's going on? A man with an eye patch oversees the scene through a screen. Is this related? The king shouts, confused as his power readings start fluctuating wildly. 1,900, 2,300. Can this be? The analysts are in shock, realizing Taehyun's power is on another level. The king laughs, wondering if Taehyun might reach the power of a saintess. The narrator states a monster surpassed 2,500 power level as early as age 19. That's right. Even monsters barely break 2,500, but Taehyun's power spikes past 5,000. What's going on? The king is confused, wondering if this all might be a skill error. Taehyun is being escorted away by guards after seemingly losing the fight. The king, skeptical of the analyst reports, decides to verify Taehyun's power himself. Taehyun's vision blurs, his eyes wide with disbelief at his rising power. He says, "No way." The king on his knees in shock stutters, How could this be?" Massive energy explodes outwards, red and gold light consuming everything in its path. The dust and debris rise as the king's power is unleashed once more. The power is destructive. The king is engulfed by Taehyun's red and gold power, utterly shocked and muttering, "How?" The king is in disbelief. He can't believe Taehyun is overpowering him. Taehyun, in a fit of rage, is channeling Lee Youngyi as his focus. He shouts, "I'm fucking Lee Youngyi." The king's power surrounds Taehyun as he declares no matter whose heir he is. As the dust settles, Taehyun's eyes glow with immense power. He thinks, what the hell does it matter, because this is. The king screams as Taehyun's power surrounds him, causing more of the dungeon to crumble. The scene is titled The King's Power. Taehyun is surrounded by King's energy. Taehyun screams in pain as he's blasted by a massive force. The scene shifts back to the city, hinting at a bigger event happening. Someone asks Taehyun, "What were you doing at the gym?" He is confused. Taehyun, injured, wonders if they speak of the gym or the auditorium explosion. Go Taewook contemplates the possibility of Taehyun being aware and proactive. Taehyun is confused by the question. Is he being questioned about the auditorium explosion? The man realizes they are asking about the fire. He isn't responding. Taehyun's bloodied face emerges. His smile suggests he knows something they don't. What's he planning? An unknown figure is questioning Taehyun. A group of people surround them. Taehyun, surrounded, asks, "What?" He believes they want to invite him to the player test. The man questions Taehyun's earlier statement. Taehyun, confused, wonders on what basis he is being questioned. Taehyun, exhausted and bloodied, hears a voice ask, "Isn't this enough already?" The man scoffs, "Nonsense." He can't believe the results of Taehyun's power evaluation. A chilling realization dawns. The evaluated power level wasn't a mistake after all. It's Taehyun Kim's true strength. A thought bubble floats in the night sky, player test, as Taehyun remembers the question. His brother asks, surprised, if he is taking the player test. The man screams in fear, declaring Kim Taehyun as king, god, and emperor. The Taesun group will handle the gym incident, easing Go Taewook's suspicions. Someone says over the phone that there won't be any problems anymore. The call connects to someone. A wounded assailant questions why this house is protected by the association players. A masked, bandaged figure stands ominously, a participant in the player test perhaps. He says they care about the participant like crazy, as we see Class A Demon Brother Black. The man says, "That's right, let's say he's a promising player." A figure stands on a rooftop overlooking the city. Experience is useless. A man with many bandages is being attacked by someone from behind while he yells, "Brother." The bandaged figure attacks, yelling, "You bastard, who are you?" Face contorted in rage. The bandaged attacker gets the upper hand, asking the figure, Me?" A powerful force strikes Taehyun, energy exploding around him as he is struck. An explosion sends Taehyun flying. Someone remarks, "An inexperienced kid." The scene shifts to a few hours ago, showing Taehyun with a sinister smile. The burning building is surveyed. Someone exclaims about losing $1 billion. The man on the ground clutches his fists, hurt from the explosion. He realizes something. A man says, "And just in case you betray me," emanating magical power from his chained hands. Taehyun asks to make an oath, holding a stone tablet with chains wrapped around it. The conditions are simple first, along with the $1 billion compensation promised earlier. Reports state the fire at Taesun High was a gas explosion, no casualties. The phone call is answered. "Hello, it's me," a man says, standing in a dark forest. The man on the phone continues, "According to the oath of the awakened." The bandaged figure delivers a devastating blow. The other figures retaliate with a flurry of attacks. Taehyun is ready to attack. Energy surges as he prepares to fight. Taehyun deflects the energy with his own blast. He narrowly dodges the masked figure's attack. Debris and energy explode around Taehyun. The impact throws him further into the distance. The black and white brothers emerge. An enemy says he heard Taehyun is good at stealth. Taehyun moves to stomp on the hooded figure as he lies beneath him. Amidst the devastation, a voice declares that Taehyun can't do anything else. Taehyun's red eyes glow, a sinister grin spreading across his face. Has he won? Inside a car speeding through the city, someone asks, I heard the selection for player test is over. Someone states this will bring promising players from across the country. Who are you looking forward to as president? Someone looks at the phone. Is that Busan's S-Class Shin Yunbok? The man on the phone says Taehyun is great, but he awaits his brother. In the car, they mention someone's brother, a potential rival for the future. Someone in the car speaks about an interesting story regarding Go Taewook and a child. Deputy Director Go Taewook's name is mentioned as someone asks, are you not curious? What secrets is he hiding? Someone wonders what skill level Taehyun has. Go Taewook has never stepped forward for an awakened before. Taehyun looks at his bleeding hand, clearly confused by his current situation. Taehyun feels the strain as the system reports lack of physical ability. The street seems peaceful, but destruction suddenly occurs as someone breaks through a wall. The speaker is furious that the Black and White brothers attacked association players. The higher-ups are investigating who is behind the Hakka's high school attack. A surprised exclamation appears as the man gestures with a phone in his hand. The man glances away, contemplating if the list of participants has been leaked. No, not really. We have to request additional guards for the others, states one man. He realizes the current problem isn't the Thiessen group, but his skills. Despite the pain, he's determined, but his body might not be ready. Taehyun is frustrated, his skills are unusable because of his stats. How to improve my stats? The system indicates a failure to increase predation by monster or awakened. Taehyun hesitates and thinks deeply before cursing his only option. Is this the only option available? The building above has a sign that reads Blackhead. Is this where our hero will be visiting? Yura, a guide at Blackhead's training center, welcomes Taehyun, ready to serve you. With a playful wink and a smile, Yura presents what Blackhead offers. Another man questions, surprised that Taehyun is going to Blackhead. Taehyun replies, why else would I be here? Yura scolds Taehyun, holding up the card. Hey, this is not the ordinary place. Taehyun is confused as the sign-up is for two. He verifies his SVIP card. Another man is surprised to see Taehyun holding an Alchemist Guild's SVIP card. He wonders why the kids have it. Are they high-ranking players' kids? Taehyun is stressed, realizing the gravity of the Blackhead's training center. Someone exclaims, it seems Yura is in a predicament as someone flexes. The muscular man laughs and mentions Blackhead is not a place for just anyone. Those around are shocked by this so-called Mighty Steel taking action. The onlookers pity the new recruits, for they fall into Mighty Steel's hands. Mighty Steel laughs, anticipating the fear his name evokes in others. If you leave now, I'll let you, he boasts. Someone screams out, confused by Mighty Steel's sudden presence. Hyung. Mighty Steel questions if they think they are stronger than him. It's up to you. Mighty Steel smirks as he lays down the challenge. Loser will pay a year's membership fee, he shouts. Mighty Steel is eager to begin training the new recruits, exclaiming, good, let's start. The pair find themselves facing a menacing gate, surrounded by ominous creatures. The gate begins to glow and shift as a disembodied voice booms. Show us your worth. The screen displays participants, but now a new environment appears. People are confused. What is that? Taehyun is shocked as he is transported to the virtual training program, Abyss. The pair hears Virtual Porter, which startles them. What does it mean? This virtual reality, like the Abyss, requires carrying a heavy load and defeating B-rank monsters. He is now thrown into the virtual training competition to reach the goal. Others shout that the situation is unfair against Mighty Steel. He laughs maniacally. The monster bellows, enraged by Taehyun's audacious challenge. You stupid young man. Mighty Steel declares his enhancement skill is unmatched, landing a hit. With swift and precise actions, he lands Crush. He confidently states, my skills don't have any defects. With the challenge accepted, Mighty Steel proclaims, "With this I will train for a year for free." Amidst the shattered virtual landscape, Taehyun and Mighty Steel brace themselves. With focused eyes, Taehyun throws a powerful punch, ready to defeat the monsters. Facing multiple enemies, Taehyun braces himself for the upcoming battle in this virtual world. The fight is about to begin. Mighty Steel uses his enhanced skill to attack. OOH. The multiple-headed monster roars, challenging Taehyun and Mighty Steel. They are surrounded by monsters as the virtual porter throws them in. The virtual porter throws Taehyun and Mighty Steel toward the monsters, ready for battle. 999 combo. With heavy breaths, Taehyun has managed to land an unbelievable combo. Mighty Steel grunts determined, "I'm only planning to attend for 30 days. The crowd expresses their disbelief with a banner, disappointed in Mighty Steel's announcement. Mighty Steel speaks, "Yeah, seems like I won the bet. What will happen next?" Taehyun stands over Mighty Steel, victorious and demanding, "Now pay up and get lost." Hi everybody, the player exams have changed and been announced for 30 days. The day has arrived for the player license test, signaled by a helicopter. With all eyes watching, the crowd starts to murmur about the challenge. The Players Association has changed the rules to allow minor participation. Recommended members will start. Above are the rankings of Druid, Lee Gilson, and Thunder God. The panel introduces Shin Yoonbok, an S-grade player charged with electricity. Rumored to have the highest merit for this exam, saint-like prodigy Lim Ayong, grade S. Thousands are scheduled to participate in the player license test this time. The woman shouts, realizing the player exams are farther than she anticipated. She worries, "If I fail to report, I'll be fired." The reporter laments his situation, realizing he can't interview anyone now. The person next to the hero is stressed and thinks, "I'm dead already." Kim reporter shouts in disbelief, overwhelmed by the sheer number of candidates. The crowd is in uproar, questioning how the candidates can enter. Candidate. Lim Ayong is shocked and yells out, "Oh my God, what is happening?" The arena is ready for the exam. Someone is calling out to Kim Taehyun. A voice booms, signaling the exam is about to begin in 1 minute. Kim Taehyun almost missed the exam due to a sudden golden interview. He shouts he is coming. The exam hall is packed. It seems everyone is here to prove their worth. The crowd roars with excitement as the player exam is about to begin. The proctors watch with keen eyes as the examinees find their places for the player exam. The examinees in the hall are shocked by something. Someone exclaims, in disbelief, "What could it be?" Taehyun arrives wearing number 920. The other examinees shout his name in surprise. What is going on? The other examinees whisper in shock, class leader, what happened to you?" Taehyun smiles, I just practiced a little bit." Someone asks, "Just a little?" Someone notices Taehyun and exclaims, They ask what happened with Lee Jeongyi. The announcer's voice booms, "Congratulations for arriving here." Everyone is silent and anticipating the exam. The announcer declares this is the first trial for those who want to be players. The rules will be explained now. The announcer instructs everyone to check the number on their chests. The announcer reveals the rules. Collect 5 cards including your own, no card you're out. The announcer declares the time limit for this trial is 1 hour. The examinees look shocked. The announcer declares all methods are permitted except murder. The examinees are falling. A man with dark glasses grins, feeling the transformation of the room. The first trial has officially started. Everyone is ready to get their cards. The examinees are in shock as the location has suddenly changed. It looks like a dungeon. Someone yells that if you don't want to be targeted, attack her first. Taehyun clenches his fists, ready to fight. The examinees scream as a powerful ice storm sweeps through the exam hall. What kind of power is this? This is a promising saint-level candidate with impressive capability, but others are strong. The screen reveals another strong contender, Shin Yoonbok. He is an S-rank player from Busan. 20 minutes into the trial, and no one can hurt him effectively. Lim Ayong is observing the other examinees, thinking who is more superior. Those with higher rankings naturally attract attention from others, but someone says they saw unbelievable stats. A voice echoes in Taehyun's mind, spurring him to dominate this trial easily. Show them all, Kim Taehyun. A voice yells, your power, everything, and the examinees unleash attacks. The examinee is shocked as Lim Ayong freezes another player with her ice magic. What will happen next? An examinee is screaming, seeing something shocking. An A-rank awakened Hong Jeonwook is on the ground. Kim Taehyun uses his skill, Iron Skin. It seems Taehyun's skill has activated just in time. Someone wonders if Kim Taehyun's abilities are overrated. He isn't dodging attacks. An examinee is in disbelief. He says, wait, he hasn't avoided a single attack. Taehyun is hit by an attack and he is on the ground. Is this intentional or is he really just that weak? A powerful attack hits the floor. The attack breaks the dungeon structure. As Taehyun lays on the ground, an exclamation resonates through the shattered dungeon. Another examinee yells at Taehyun if he's mocking them from the ground. Someone shouts Stone Skin is a lower level than Iron Skin. Taehyun smiles. A sinister smile spreads across his face, because this is very meaningful. Taehyun gets stat boosts. He reflects, feeling he is still lacking skills. The hero is beaten, but a notification appears. Stimulating the body to maximum capacity, it means to fight. It can also be called exercise, so not yet. Kim Taehyun gets up. Taehyun's body is thrown against the wall. Cracks form behind him as a figure stands above. A nearby examinee is shocked, yelling this, as Taehyun takes another hit. Someone shouts terrible boy over Taehyun's body. A bystander whispers this, seeing Taehyun lying defeated on the ground after taking a hit. Kim Taehyun, the C-rank awakened, stands above another fallen examinee. Is he strong? A man's maniacal laughter echoes. He has 2 trial cards already. Someone watches the fight between Taehyun and the other examinees. Truly abnormal. That intense training in the huge survival game, truly unbelievable, Kim Taehyun. But this fight is challenging. He used too much stamina in the fight. The examinee smiles with malicious intent, ready to make his move. What? Who's that? A C-rank. Observers question if Taehyun knows the strength of his opponent, or if he is intentionally giving up. Shin Yunbok appears covered in trial cards. He asks, who are you? The examinees around Taehyun seem to be counting the tickets on his back. Someone says, wow. The ground cracks and shatters as immense power erupts outwards, signifying a significant shift in the arena. With a confident smirk, Taehyun is surrounded by crackling energy. Taehyun unleashes a powerful blast of energy. Below, the ground crumbles and fractures from an unseen force. He lands, a storm of energy bursting around him. The trial card dungeon shakes once more. The force of his landing sends shockwaves and debris flying. A voice whispers, oh. The energy explodes, scattering debris and dust throughout the trial card dungeon. Amidst the chaos, a figure stands, name whispered. S-rank from Busan, Thunder God Shin Yunbok. Covered in lightning, Shin Yunbok smirks, acknowledging his opponent's strength. He is a little hard to deal with. Shin Yunbok notes Taehyun blocked all his attacks, showcasing immense radiant and destructive power. The arena is shattered with lightning. Taehyun is covered in blood, wondering how to win without predation. He challenges Shin, why don't you attack? Shin Yunbok uses his cards and shouts for Taehyun to come at him, wanting to fight. With lightning crackling around him, Shin Yunbok waits, ready for Taehyun's next move. Taehyun and Shin Yunbok clash, lightning engulfing the arena as they exchange powerful blows. The lightning explodes outwards. It seems that neither is giving up. Taehyun and Shin Yunbok are sent flying, showing the impact of their collision. Shin Yunbok, consumed by power, laughs, asking if Taehyun thinks he can escape. The overwhelming power of Shin Yunbok's attack sends Taehyun reeling. He can only scream in pain. Shin Yunbok, crackling with power, mocks, you were asking for a fight, right? Don't run. Taehyun coughs blood. The force of the impact is too great for him to endure. He screams in pain. Despite the destruction and debris surrounding him, Shin Yunbok scoffs, stupid. A blinding flash engulfs Taehyun, signifying another one of Shin Yunbok's devastating lightning attacks. Taehyun is enveloped by an intense, blinding white light pushing his limits. Energy surges intensely, emanating from Shin Yunbok as lightning threatens to tear everything apart. The end is closing in. Taehyun is blasted away, crashing through the floating platforms from Shin Yunbok's attack. Gathering all of his strength, Taehyun pushes out a surge of intense energy. The trial card arena is filled with overwhelming power, as Shin Yunbok continues his relentless attack. A surge of energy explodes, the sounds of battle echo through the arena. Shin Yunbok laughs, impressed that Taehyun can take his power. He thinks, so you can take this too. A memory surfaces, showing terrified examinees scattering before a lightning-charged Shin Yunbok. Shin Yunbok, watching Taehyun, admits, in this player trial, only Lim Ayong could entertain me. Shin Yunbok, now surrounded by lightning, proclaims, there is also another fun toy. Lightning erupts violently, but amid the chaos, Taehyun stands defiant. His determination is the key to his victory. Taehyun is overwhelmed by Shin Yunbok's power and spits out blood from the sheer force of the attack. He's clearly hurting, muttering ah. Shin Yunbok is shocked as Taehyun is unharmed from his devastating attacks. He thinks, what happened? With incredible speed, Shin Yunbok unleashes a torrent of lightning toward Taehyun. Taehyun coughs, surprised that his stone skin wasn't penetrated by Thunder God's fury. He wonders, huh? The arena is different. Something can be broken due to incredible pressure. The arena can withstand awakened strength and does not disappear if destroyed. Can it be a weapon? Amidst the chaos, Taehyun wills himself to break through Shin Yunbok's power. Bleeding and battered, Taehyun grits his teeth. He calls out Shin Yunbok, accusing him of cowardice as the area crackles with energy. As the cards crumble around her, Yunbok smirks, ready to take down the next foe. A massive explosion rocks the card trial room, shaking the observers. The observers are shocked that an S-class player has fallen to Taehyun. He's someone that makes people worry, but by the way, he's a great guy. Thunder God looks down in disbelief as he lays defeated among scattered trial cards. Catching his breath, Taehyun realizes he has collected all of the trial cards. Taehyun launches forward, his body surrounded by crackling electricity. He's ready for his next opponent. As Thunder God falls, bloodied and defeated, he shouts in complete disbelief. Dazed and confused, Taehyun finds himself lying on the ground after the explosion, muttering an A. An immense shockwave blasts through the trial area, shattering remaining cards and shaking the very foundations. Taehyun grits his teeth, eyes widening, as he struggles to comprehend the transformed environment around him. Frozen energy crackles around Taehyun. He steels himself and stands against the sudden icy onslaught. Lim Ayong stands defiantly in the newly formed ice room, ready for whoever appears next. Lim Ayong's frozen magic intensifies, her eyes glowing with icy power. The next battle has begun. Taehyun thinks back to her words on responsibility and power. Since when was she watching our fight? Lim Ayong's words echo, power without responsibility is just violence. She compliments Taehyun's surprising strength against Shin Yunbok. Lim Ayong is ready to attack. Taehyun's eyes dart around, barely dodging the incoming ice shards. Lim Ayong unleashes a powerful icy blast. Taehyun braces for her attack. The ice spikes fly rapidly. The attack is powerful and relentless. Taehyun shouts that the ice attack is like a bomb. Hiding is useless if this continues. With ice swirling around her, Lim Ayong prepares to strike Taehyun once more. Taehyun looks shocked and injured. He remembers her words, that time in the gym I believed you. Lim Ayong declares that Taehyun is different from Lee Jeongyi. She warns him. Lim Ayong powers up, saying she understands. She declares everything about Taehyun, Lee Jeongyi, and Bae Hyuksu will end. Taehyun dives to avoid the massive ice formation Lim Ayong conjured. The ice magic is strong. Taehyun is slammed into a wall of ice. He looks up at Lim Ayong. Lim Ayong continues, reminding Taehyun using skills without permission is a crime. The fight's earlier combatants are still in the hospital. Lim Ayong declares she won't report Taehyun, knowing he suffers as well. But Lim Ayong declares Taehyun should withdraw from the trial. She says he doesn't deserve to be a player. Lim Ayong coldly asks who Taehyun is to decide that. She's furious. Lim Ayong continues. Taehyun is like Lee Jeongyi, power without responsibility or qualification. Lim Ayong asks Taehyun if he just wants to beat her, using player trials. Lim Ayong, looking furious, tells Taehyun not to be so pathetic. Lim Ayong asks Taehyun if that's his answer. She says she won't hold back. Lim Ayong unleashes a potent blast of ice energy towards Taehyun. Lim Ayong prepares her ultimate icy attack. A huge surge of frozen magic erupts around her. Ice energy emanates from Lim Ayong. I'll end it now, Kim Taehyun. Taehyun is heavily injured. His stone skin skill has been broken. He struggles to keep fighting against Lim Ayong's attacks. Taehyun realizes even if he uses stealth, it will be cancelled by her attack area. Taehyun thinks that even with King's heart active, it's not enough to change the fight. He realizes predation is sealed and mana's too low to paralyze her. Taehyun is surrounded by ice magic again. Lim Ayong is ready to do whatever it takes to stop Taehyun. Taehyun looks determined despite his injuries. He's ready to fight Lim Ayong with everything he has. Outside the trial area, the examinees are in shock. What's that? Taehyun is enveloped by an intense blast of Lim Ayong's ice magic. Crushed by ice, Taehyun struggles against Ayong's fury. Can he overcome it? Pinned against the ice wall, Taehyun grits his teeth, mumbling in pain. Taehyun screams as he is crushed by Lim Ayong's ice attack. Ah. Lim Ayong attacks. She unleashes her ice magic, shards flying toward Taehyun. The power is overwhelming. Ayong's ice magic dominates the scene, a blizzard of frozen power unleashed. The room is now an icy wasteland. Lim Ayong's magic is reshaping the trial arena. But Taehyun acts quickly, summoning his own energy to counteract Ayong's overwhelming ice magic. In a crucial moment of life or death, Taehyun's goal is a kiss. But Taehyun uses paralysis. The purple energy shocks her body. Kim Taehyun adapted quickly, combining paralysis into his blood during their fight. Lim Ayong swallowed it, considering her resistance. This was a big bet. Lim Ayong whispers his name, paralyzed. The paralysis has taken hold, incapacitating her. Taehyun winces in pain, bloodied but standing. Has his gamble paid off? He stares at the paralyzed Ayong. The arena crumbles, destroyed by their battle. The first trial is over. Medical teams quickly treat all the injured candidates, including a paralyzed Ayong. Lim Ayong kept her card and consciousness, passing the first trial phase. Kim Taehyun managed to acquire 7 cards during the brutal trial. His unexpected victory over Shin Yoonbok and Lim Ayong has gained attention. Whispers spread about Taehyun defeating the top contenders, but some doubt his rank. Taehyun wonders if he can also get that skill. Suddenly, he hears his name being called loudly. The man on the ground shouts, "You coward bastard," in anger and frustration. Suddenly, more ice shards appear. Taehyun realizes it's Shin Yoonbok's ice magic. Shin Yoonbok unleashes another wave of ice magic, a desperate attempt at revenge. People watching realize what is happening and they react. The crowd is excited. They cheer for Shin Yoonbok, hoping for a reversal. Shin Yoonbok yells, "Just mind your own business and shut up." More ice magic erupts. Shin Yoonbok screams in pain as he attacks. He shouts, "Come on, Kim Taehyun, let's fight fairly." Shin Yoonbok laughs maniacally, declaring he'll show Taehyun who's really at the top. Shin Yoonbok is enraged with purple lighting emanating from his body. Taehyun is surprised by his desperate attack. Kim Taehyun is attacked from the smoke, but he narrowly avoids Shin Yoonbok's ambush. Shin Yoonbok screams as he is attacked. Kim Taehyun looks surprised and asks Kyuk. Shin Yoonbak stands over the fallen bodies, declaring, "These inexperienced imbeciles are always." Shin Yoonbak falls to the ground defeated. They can never let anything go quietly. Shin Yoonbak, still standing, mocks Kim Taehyun's apparent ignorance about himself. Whispers spread. S-rank player Park Sungjin is one of New South Korea's strongest and prospective SS rank player. Suddenly a voice echoes, "What, there's someone who can still stand." A. He holds a glowing orb of energy in his hand, preparing another attack. Another surge of ice magic erupts, aimed at Kim Taehyun. Is Shin Yoonbak still fighting despite Park Sungjin? Shin Yoonbak realizes S-Class awakened and S-Class players are different. Taehyun still standing shocks him. The crowd expresses that even veteran players couldn't stand up to Shin Yoonbak. Then someone suggests they take a look. Park Sungjin stops Shin Yoonbak's attack in confusion. "What are you doing?" Someone questions Shin Yoonbak's actions as he attacks resting students. Shin Yoonbak denies getting rid of them. Other examinees are angry. "Liar, you're testing your skills, we can't take it anymore." A voice booms, demanding Kim Taehyun's name in the chaotic aftermath of the arena battle. The crowd mutters about Kim Taehyun, the C-rank who defeated powerful players. Someone grips Taehyun's shoulder, observing him. He says that Taehyun is targeting S-rank players. The words "I'll be waiting" appear as the teal-haired villain stands over fallen examinees. Someone shouts, demanding Taehyun to leave the exam hall. A wave of anger. Taehyun is speechless as he observes examinees celebrating Shin Yoonbak's attack. The crowd is in awe and shocked by what he just did. Everyone is in disbelief. A man on a high platform announces, "Have you all finished resting, friends?" His smug expression is hard to miss. The man announces, "Okay then, we will start the second trial." It's a gate. Suddenly the arena transforms. They're now inside a D-rank dungeon. A gate appears. Each group of 5 will enter a real dungeon with a supervisor. During the dungeon exploration, the group learns that all their actions will be closely monitored and evaluated. The man on the platform says, "Now take turns and enter the gate in front of you." The second trial is a dungeon. They think that beginners can easily handle a D-rank dungeon with a player. A double dungeon apocalyptto, level S. Hopefully it is not that. People are running in fear. The dungeon trial begins, revealing it's located at a site of past tragedies. He realizes people won't believe him, but he focuses on the task ahead. It will be a long day. Taehyun thinks there has to be a way to survive the dungeon ahead. The supervisor announces, "With this, we already have a group of 5 people. Time to enter the gate to start the next trial." A refined man, the supervisor, calmly asks, "Shall we leave now?" Special note: discover of the double dungeon apocalyptto. Taehyun knows this is bad. The hooded figure and other men charge forward, ready to fight the monsters. The hooded figure leads the charge against the monsters, the earth shattering around them. The hooded figures strike lands, a resounding bravo echoes through the arena. In another part of the dungeon, a supervisor confidently strides ahead of his team. Everything was great, he thinks. The association official smiles. Your player qualifications are now confirmed. No, it's thanks to the player, the supervisor says, nervously laughing. Inwardly, he curses his team. The party proceeds into the dungeon, Taehyun grimly determined. Of course, the item he's using. The item is called Sage's Ring, once belonging to the first Double Dungeon Explorer. Double Dungeon Apocalyptto is S-ranked, and it increases stats by 10. Somehow, Taehyun has a grim look on his face. He is determined. The team is surprised by the shifting dungeon. The dungeon changes into a cave. The team stops as the dungeon path forks. What should we do, Taehyun? The supervisor laughs, unfazed by the dungeon's changes. Let's decide by a vote. Taehyun is in the front, running away. Everyone is shocked by the sudden change. The supervisor yells for Taehyun to come back, but it's no use. The supervisor is enraged by Taehyun's selfishness. Do you think you can decide it alone? Taehyun ignores the supervisor and shouts to head down a different path. Kim runs, a text bubble appears, given the discovery of the apocalyptto. Taehyun speeds away. I can't let that happen even if it kills me. Taehyun grits his teeth. This time let's go this way, as his mana surges. The team is falling through some sort of portal, unsure what is happening. The team gasps as another gate appears inside the dungeon. What will happen? Kim Taehyun's eyes widen in despair. He mutters, shit, this is the double dungeon apocalyptto. Taehyun sighs, realizing he's back where he started. Let's try to touch it. Suddenly Taehyun shouts, everyone stop. The team freezes, unsure of what's about to happen next. The team is confused by Taehyun's order. They ask, what is it, can't you see? A man states that there is another gate inside a dungeon. The team surrounds him. The supervisor thinks this is the first time he's encountered a case like this. Reporting to headquarters is in order. Taehyun has a plan, but this time let's go in, he determines to correct fate. The supervisor is shocked and confused by the sudden turn of events. What? He questions, ah. The supervisor assesses the situation. It's just a D-rank dungeon. Am I facing an association gate or an anomaly? An authority figure yells to explore them well. Better score for you. The supervisor is angry. Kim Taehyun doesn't understand teamwork. What can he say? The supervisor angrily points towards Taehyun. Are you ignoring me, Taehyun? The supervisor argues, correct after all being great, don't be too arrogant. Taehyun, enraged, calls them idiots, so the decision has already been made. The supervisor screams, begging, wait, player Ma Do-hak, please think again. Ma Do-hak, enraged, is about to use magic. The magic is crackling around him. Taehyun's eyes widen with shock, as the world around him begins to crack. A bright light erupts as a powerful force emanates from the unexplored gate. Everyone braces for impact. Taehyun sweats, his eyes wide with fear as he realizes what's happening to him. The supervisor and a team member wonder if it's a D-rank dungeon. The female character feels a weird energy, something big is coming. Reality warps as they are consumed by a powerful, unknown force. What is going on? The world shifts again, the team falling further into the dungeon's depths. The team enters a new area of the dungeon. A mysterious statue awaits. The mysterious statue looms. What is happening to player Ma Do-hak? The team exclaims that there's no way this place is only D-ranked. The supervisor tells everyone to look ahead. The supervisor questions Taehyun's motives, sensing danger. Something's coming. The team stands before towering statues in a new part of the dungeon. Towering figures emerge from the depths of the dungeon. Rank A monsters. Monsters appear, the team expresses their shock. Death Knight, everyone, they scream. The supervisor shouts, everyone get ready to fight. The battle is about to begin. The monster attacks with its blade. An impact rings out throughout the entire dungeon. The light fades and the dust settles, revealing the aftermath of the blast. The team screams in panic as they are attacked by the Rank A monster. The supervisor is preparing to use magic to get his way. Uh-oh. The Death Knight unleashes a barrage of strikes. Will they survive this onslaught? The blade makes contact with the monsters. Taehyun thinks 222 is a dangerous sign. The supervisor yells this time, attack together, as the team prepares a combined attack against the monster. The party members prepare for battle. Those wearing a shield protect the front line. They yell. The Ranke monster sends everyone flying with a single devastating blow. The group is falling, another group is also falling above. Collision is imminent. The team wonders what happened. I can't believe we defeated Ranke monsters. Ma Dohek laughs triumphantly, challenging the dungeon. Come on again, kahaha. The team stands cautiously, ready for whatever awaits them in the apocalyptto. An ominous presence descends as more skeletal figures emerge from the depths below. More skeletal figures advance, emitting an ominous presence in the dungeon. Kim Taehyun's colleagues lie defeated as Kim's awakening reaches its peak. His name echoes, signaling his transformation. His colleagues yell his name. You bastard, have you gone mad? They strike at him with magic, but something is wrong. Kim Taehyun's body surges with newfound power as he unleashes an energy blast, finally awakened. His colleagues are shocked. He spent 35 years doing everything he could as an unawakened person. His awakening granted him knowledge of the abyss, monsters, and various skills. Kim Taehyun declares in his mind that he refuses to lose to untrained thugs who know nothing. His power overwhelms his colleagues. Kim Taehyun's raw power is on full display as his colleagues are knocked down. Kim Taehyun smirks, acknowledging his need to start physical training again. Of course. Kim Taehyun glares at the scene before him. What a load of bullshit. Kim Taehyun's body hardens, activating stone skin. You're fucking dead now. Their magic strikes against Kim Taehyun, but his stone skin deflects their attacks with ease. Kim Taehyun unleashes a powerful attack, sending his colleagues flying back. They are defeated. Dust explodes as Kim Taehyun maintains stone skin, preparing for his next strike. He moves forward, unrelenting in his assault. Kim Taehyun prepares another brutal strike, overwhelming his colleagues with his sudden power. A colleague, now with a stony body, asks what Kim Taehyun is doing. Kim realizes his hand is injured. Kim Taehyun continues his onslaught. The air cracks with each devastating blow. Kim Taehyun's colleague coughs up blood beaten. He states Taehyun should have known his limits before fighting. Kim Taehyun's colleague, covered in stone, urges him to come to his senses now. Kim Taehyun's colleague mocks him. Keep running like you were just now, or struggle with that awakened skill of yours. From F rank almost human to S rank among monsters, his power rises. The air cracks around Kim Taehyun as red tendrils surround him, a symbol of his violent, sudden evolution. Kim Taehyun's power erupts in a violent display of red energy, overwhelming his colleagues. His colleague shouts, bewildered, as he witnesses Taehyun's transformation. He questions if this is predation. He can feel the magic move. Kim Taehyun thinks the magic will move to his will as his colleagues panic. He must kill the caster. Kim Taehyun reaches out with predation. His hand moves with incredible speed, empowered by the skill. The colleagues are caught off guard by Kim Taehyun's sudden power boost. Kim Taehyun's colleagues scream as his enhanced predation takes physical form. He's faster than ever, fueled by red magic. Kim Taehyun's face contorts in rage as he shouts. Red energy crackles around him, fueled by his predation skill. Kim Taehyun's uncontrolled predation skill unleashes a surge of power, changing the sky above and causing fear. Kim Taehyun's uncontrolled power creates a massive explosion. His colleagues are caught in its wake. Kim Taehyun's face is hardened with grim determination, his body radiating with uncontrolled predation. He grits his teeth. A colleague is sent flying as debris, and rubble explodes around Kim Taehyun. The group of examinees stands nervously as skeletal figures menacingly approach them in the dungeon. The skeletal figures stand tall, their menacing presence filling the dungeon. The group is horrified by the sudden dungeon transformation after Lim Ayong used her card. Now, they are in a real dungeon. Kim Taehyun senses something is off about this new dungeon transformation. He mutters, off here. The supervisor looks at the army of skeletal figures, frustrated that Lim Ayong has changed the dungeon so drastically. Damn it. The examinees are frustrated as the monsters keep respawning. On top of that, the examinees, bloodied and weary, feel despair, fearing their imminent demise. Ma Do-hak senses something strange too. Player Ma Do-hak, something's off here. Kim Tae-hyun hears this. Someone wonders who on earth is this guy, while looking at the A-rank Majology player. Because of Kim Tae-hyun's skill, Monarch's heart, they managed to survive this long. Is he really only C-rank? Kim Tae-hyun suspects these aren't Death Knights. The examinees wonder what they've been fighting all this time. Kim Tae-hyun says, I'm going to go find that out now. A devastating explosion occurs in the dungeon, causing tremors as Kim Tae-hyun charges forward. Kim Tae-hyun attacks a group of skeletal figures with a powerful blast. The skeletal figures are not skeletons anymore, rather advanced magical automatons. They appear to be activated. Swords attack in a powerful rain of blows. Kim Tae-hyun's power explodes. The automatons are obliterated. The dungeon floor left devastated in the wake of Kim Tae-hyun's destructive power. Kim Tae-hyun races forward, intent on destroying the mysterious automatons. Kim Tae-hyun attacks with a surge of power. His attacks leave behind a trail of pure destruction. Kim Tae-hyun is completely engulfed in a sphere of powerful red energy. The powerful blast completely destroys the automatons with a fierce red hue. The dungeon trembles with an intense magical surge. Another powerful blast is about to happen. Kim Tae-hyun unleashes a flurry of attacks, his fists radiating with magical energy to devastate more automatons. The dungeon floor erupts with intense magical energy. Someone wonders aloud, what is this? The supervisor looks around at the destruction and wonders, an illusion. The supervisor realizes he was tricked. It was an illusion trap. The skeletons were a way to drain energy. The supervisor is in disbelief. Was their struggle just an illusion? They are concerned. The supervisor questions how they fought Death Knights if they were just automatons. Kim Tae-hyun thinks carefully, well, even if I don't know much about it. Kim Tae-hyun believes that the magical automatons were weak. The supervisor has an expression of shock and confusion. Someone urgently says, let's get moving then before we all get killed. The illusion faded, but things didn't get any better for the examinees. After Apocalyptto's manifestation, the entire dungeon space was transformed, altering its very foundation. The examinees are injured and weary, but they know they can't wait for help to arrive. The supervisor spots the dungeon gate with a look of relief. Found it. Before them, a large menacing door looms. One examinee worries aloud, a door, isn't it dangerous? A large door slowly opens with a bright light. The supervisor appears to be standing guard. The supervisor is in disbelief. He can't believe that the whole fight was just to drain them of their energy. He wonders if they can survive. Suddenly, a wave of eerie faces appears as a shadowy figure emerges. The lone knight stands guard, a mystical glow from his sword. Suddenly, everyone is shocked when one last Death Knight appears. Is it really just one? The supervisor is shocked and mutters, ah, as the last Death Knight bursts into flames. A mystical energy surrounds the last Death Knight. Is it stronger than the others? A vast chamber reveals a massive hall of armored statues, a testament to what lies ahead. Everyone is shocked by this new discovery. Someone asks in disbelief, are these all Death Knights? A deep voice echoes, you lowly humans came all the way here, huh? A giant skeletal figure emerges, radiating intense magical energy. So be it. The figure laughs triumphantly, these creatures have crawled all the way here. The monster seems ready to attack and the text says, get ready to start. The magical automatons stand tall and still, awaiting orders in this strange new dungeon created by Lim Ayong. A group of armed men stands ready as the magical automatons advance towards them menacingly. The group of players looks up in confusion. What are the automatons doing? Someone yells a duel, while another gasps, feeling their magic power fade. Tae-hyun screams, our goal isn't to fight but to escape, as automatons attack from every direction. The team is surrounded, and someone yells that they want to go back. The automatons unleash powerful energy attacks, targeting the surrounding players swiftly. One of the players cries out in pain as the automaton's energy blasts strike. They are being overwhelmed. The players cry out in pain as the automaton strikes land, splattering blood as they desperately try to survive. The ally shouts, "I will buy us some time, find the exit." A bright flash emanates from him. The bright flash explodes outward, knocking automatons and players back with incredible force. Dust and debris fill the air as the automaton's attack sends players flying backwards. Amidst the chaos, one of the players angrily shouts, "Don't act so high and mighty, you low-level awakener." Amidst the chaos, Taehyun thinks, realizing something about the automatons. Taehyun reflects on his past aspirations. "I wanted to be an S-rank player." Taehyun realizes, "This was my chance, if only it had gone according to plan." Amidst the chaos, one of the automatons laughs as a player is knocked back. An automaton prepares another powerful energy blast with a green glowing triangle symbol. The text reads, "But Kim Taehyun, you are different," as energies clash. An automaton towers over Taehyun. "I hate to admit it, but you have the talent, so run away." The supervisor tells everyone to take the injured and escape as far as possible. The automaton declares it's the role of magic school, as Taehyun looks up, exclaiming, "Magic school." The supervisor thinks, "But if it's about the injured, they are already," as a player is down. Taehyun looks up, sweat dripping down his face. What is he thinking? Taehyun braces himself as a devastating energy blast heads straight toward him. Taehyun stares at the automatons as they loom over him, a purple energy sword pointed at him. The energy blast slams into Taehyun. His body is sent flying through the air from the intense impact. Taehyun is blasted away by the automaton's attack. He crashes to the ground, wounded and defeated. The ground is stained with blood. Taehyun's eyes widen in shock as a purple energy sword comes slashing down towards him. The sword comes down. Will Taehyun survive this devastating final blow? Is this it? Taehyun lies defeated on the ground, his eyes closed amidst the rubble of the battle. What will happen next? The automatons stand tall, their glowing eyes fixed on a wounded Taehyun, as if preparing for another strike. Taehyun shouts with shock as a looming automaton prepares to strike him again. It's all over. Amidst the rubble, a familiar ring lies on the ground. Taehyun weakly says, "This is." The energy sword descends towards Taehyun, but an illusion appears, resembling an old man with glasses. Taehyun's eyes fill with determination as the illusion appears before him. Taehyun declares there's no other way to survive now, ready to fight back. Taehyun is being urged, "Please wake up." He is gripping the ring as if trying to activate it. The energy sword continues its descent. An enormous amount of energy erupts from Taehyun's ring. The automatons are struck back by a surge of energy. A skull symbol appears, glowing with purple energy. Taehyun is shocked. Suddenly, a towering skeleton covered in purple aura appears as Taehyun exclaims, "What?" Taehyun equips the sage's ring, increasing all stats. All conditions met. The ground shakes violently as something unseen smashes into it. Bodies fly through the air. An explosive burst of energy erupts, shaking the very foundation of apocalyptto. Taehyun screams as dark energy surges around him, a shadowy figure now standing menacingly behind him. Swords of dark energy fly past Taehyun as the mysterious figure attacks. A system message flashes. Predation takes only 10 seconds to fully devour now. Taehyun realizes he can't depend on it alone. The shadowy figure's attack connects, and Taehyun realizes all his skills are his. He screams, "I'm going to make use of each and every last bit." Only then. He screams in defiance, knowing he must utilize everything he has. A wave of pure energy explodes outwards. Something powerful is being released. Debris and dust fly outwards, the echoes of Taehyun's power ringing out. Taehyun, shocked, cries out, "WH, what the hell is that?" as a giant purple blade materializes before him. The purple blade resonates with the apocalyptto dungeon, causing the very structure to tremble. The purple blade hums with power, an extension of the shadowy figure. Taehyun looks on in disbelief, cursing as the ominous blade floats before him. The purple blade slashes downwards with immense force. It cuts through everything in its path with ease. The purple blade continues its descent, obliterating the remains of the dungeon. With a final gasp, Taehyun looks on in stunned horror as the power erupts. The dungeon collapses as the purple blade destroys everything around it. Taehyun screams, overwhelmed by the power. The dungeon is being torn asunder, ripped apart by the immense power. The shadowy figure continues to wreak havoc. The shadowy figure stands tall, wielding its destructive purple blade. It emanates pure chaos. Taehyun is sent flying backwards through the collapsing dungeon, battered and bruised. Despite his power, a voice echoes stating, "That is your limit." The shadowy figure looms menacingly. The shadowy figure unleashes a storm of purple energy blades against an unseen foe. The shadowy figure continues to decimate everything in its path. The power is unbelievable and terrifying. The shadowy figure strides forward, the purple blade ready to deal the final blow. The shadowy figure looms over a battered Taehyun, demanding, "I have one last question for you." The shadowy figure unleashes a furious barrage. Taehyun screams as he is overwhelmed by the chaotic energy. This is a battle for survival. Taehyun screams as a mysterious power resists the Night King's influence. The shadowy figure states, "I already knew that unlike regular humans you could understand our language." The shadowy figure asks, "What is that power of yours?" Sounds of pain echo as the Night King prepares his next deadly attack. The shadowy figure stands tall, an ominous and overwhelming power radiates from its form. The shadowy figure stands surrounded by a sea of skulls. This is his power. The shadowy figure stands, looking down upon his fallen opponents. They lay defeated amidst the destruction. The shadowy figure has defeated someone. Taehyun looks on in shock and fury as he realizes the scale of the threat. An ominous feeling washes over Taehyun. Nothing is different than how it was back then, he thinks. The shadowy figure states that they speak language of monsters, but nothing changed. Above Taehyun, the shadowy figure wonders, why did the king? The shadowy figure states, "I'm certain I already told you why." Kim Taehyun gazes towards a powerful figure emanating overwhelming light, silhouetted with flowing hair. The shadowy figure states that he was moved by Taehyun's determination. "You don't need to change." Taehyun, battered but determined, knows he has to push forward. A powerful eye watches his every move. The shadowy figure towers over Taehyun and remarks, "Seems you have no strength." The shadowy figure declares, "This is your end." His menacing eyes glow as he prepares his final deadly attack. The very air cracks as a purple blade cleaves the ruined dungeon further. The skull insignia glows as the Night King thinks, "That's." The shadowy figure laughs maniacally, "Ha, you insect." His power flares as he belittles Taehyun. Taehyun's mana increases as the shadowy figure laughs maniacally, "Ha, excellent." Night King smashes Taehyun into the ground. "You entertain me to the very end." Purple blades rain down, creating a whirlwind of destruction, consuming the world. The shadowy figure is unleashing a torrent of devastation. It will not stop here. The Night King's skull insignia glowing ominously prepares to unleash another devastating attack, full of destructive energy. The shadowy figure pauses. "You're curious about what exactly this power is?" it asks ominously. Taehyun can only respond, "What?" The shadowy figure is furious. "Well then, find out for yourself," as chaos erupts. The Night King screams, unleashing a terrifying roar that shakes the very fabric of reality around him. Taehyun grits his teeth, the Night King's power threatening to overwhelm him. The Night King continues his relentless assault, the purple blades tearing through everything. He leaves no room for escape. The Night King is furious. He screams, "Gwhhh, how dare," as his power explodes. The Night King scoffs, "How dare a lowly human like you," unleashing more devastating strikes. The Night King clenches his fist, amassing dark energy around it. The pressure rises, ready to unleash it. The destruction unfolds, with the Night King proclaiming, "This is no human power." Taehyun realizes that he's facing something truly beyond comprehension. The Night King's power is immense, as the text proclaims, "This is the King's power." The card trial area shifts again, this time the air crackles as pure magic descends. Everyone around is stunned by its overwhelming pressure. A person yells out that this is an S-rank magic occurrence as chaos erupts. The dungeon's energy delays the evacuation. One of the supervisors exclaims that the team will be slaughtered at this rate. Kim Taehyun, seeing the chaos, realizes that he alone must act. A dungeon break is starting, creating a dangerous situation in the card trial. The others are shocked, wondering if they'll survive. A supervisor shouts for everyone to get ready, while chaos unfolds around them all. The magic is still raging. The supervisor is shocked by the sudden surge of power, muttering a disbelieving, "Oh." Kim Taehyun, bloodied and battered, barely manages to survive the sudden burst of magic power. "Just barely," he grunts. The results of the round were based on assessments before the second exam. The deceased were retrieved. Back in the city, officials discuss facing public backlash after the apocalyptto incident. "We had to face rebuke from the press." They acknowledge that Kim Taehyun is a target, but act unconcerned. The official looks towards the two figures, asking for their thoughts on the matter. One of the officials wonders if Kim Taehyun is really that man from Apocalypto. One official scoffs that Kim Taehyun's rank is actually much lower, despite clearing Apocalypto. Another questions his potential S-rank or not. An official states that Kim Taehyun's powers are hard to estimate. Another asks what he means by that. Someone suggests Kim Taehyun might be as strong as a nation's entire force. Kim Taehyun gasps for air, droplets of sweat falling in the chaotic dungeon. The monsters begin their assault. Shouts of terror are heard as the dungeon break accelerates. Taehyun, standing on a rock, is shocked at the monsters that appeared. What the hell is this? Kim Taehyun is shocked to realize he's been transported to the abyss. The monsters are massive, a demonic red sky looms. Kim Taehyun is surrounded. Kim Taehyun looks up, shocked, as a glowing figure descends before him. King. The light being begins to unleash a blast of energy, causing Kim Taehyun to scream in pain. The bright light intensifies as Kim Taehyun screams in pain from the blast. The aftermath of King's blast leaves behind a trail of destruction and chaos. Stunned, Kim Taehyun realizes that he is in the past. He has returned to the abyss. A message echoes, "I'll be waiting." Kim Taehyun sees a distant figure. Kim Taehyun stands, lost in the light, realizing where he has been sent. The light fades and a feeling of dread washes over Taehyun. He is back at the very beginning. Kim Taehyun gasps for air, waking up in a hospital bed. Huff, huff, he pants, disoriented. Taehyun wakes up from his nightmare. That was a dream, he thinks, relieved to be back in the hospital. Taehyun thinks the experience was far too real to have been a dream. Kim Taehyun wonders, what did he mean by "he'll be waiting"? Thoughts of predation and monster language surface. Kim Taehyun is getting stronger. Going into the abyss might be the only way. Kim Taehyun's stats are displayed, now B-ranked, stats increased, as I thought. Kim Taehyun realizes he had a feeling he would rank up fighting, but he actually went to B-rank. A massive figure of dark magic appears, its Night King's spirit. Overwhelming pressure emanates. He starts to hear a loud noise. Taehyun's eyes open wide. He is no longer in his hospital bed. "What the?" he exclaims. Taehyun, still waking up, screams as the vision of King's attack floods his mind. Taehyun's frustration grows in the hospital. "My goodness, they won't let me see her." The girl opens the door. "You think so too?" she asks, seeing bodies on the floor. "Darling." Cars drive down the road in the bright sunshine. The scene cuts. The guildmaster is being driven in a car, but declines the offer to drive. One of the men says, "He's my guest, so let me handle this." Then the scene cuts to the men. Taehyun wonders what the Nightwalker's guildmaster wants from him. A voice from the side replies, "Oh, didn't I tell you?" He questions if the guildmaster of a great guild moves so trivially. "Please tell a more plausible lie." Yu Ayong smirks, responding to Taehyun's suspicion of the Nightwalker's guildmaster. "Well, okay in that case." The third round of player tryouts will be a survival game, similar to the first round. The unseen speaker states that Taehyun's powers will be made public. Yu Ayong tempts Kim Taehyun, offering money, fame, or anything he wants. Back in the normal world, Taehyun says his goodbyes as he prepares to leave. Taehyun decides to walk the rest of the way by himself. What the hell, but why? Someone is yelling at Taehyun, insisting they'll do anything for him. Taehyun thinks this is annoying. The person insists that Nightwalkers isn't the only good guild. He asks why Taehyun would choose it. Taehyun continues up the stairs. The man watches him go, still frustrated. Still trying to convince Taehyun, the man says, "I'm just saying no." Taehyun says, "I'll get going now," as he walks away, leaving the man behind. Taehyun closes his fist, deep in thought. A surge of power rushes through his hand. Suddenly, Taehyun is ambushed. Someone covers his mouth and whispers an unknown threat, causing him to gasp. Taehyun is being held back, and the man demands to know his deal. The people who attacked Taehyun earlier lay on the floor. One says, "I'll forgive you." The man holds Taehyun, confessing, "In fact, I like you," but Taehyun yells. Someone shouts, "Guildmaster," in the distance, questioning Taehyun's treatment. He continues, insisting Taehyun shouldn't reject Lim Ayong because he will join a guild eventually anyway. Taehyun smiles, annoyed. The man smiles, condescendingly saying, as expected of Lim Ayong's sister. Taehyun, startled, asks, "How do you know?" The man smirks, replying confidently, "Well, I know a lot." The man looks serious, determined to get his point across. About the stolen name too. The city around Taehyun is changed. The dungeon break has begun during the player tryouts. He mutters, "Oh, this is bad." As the dungeon energy surges around him, what will happen next? Yu Ayong's real name was actually Lim Ayong. Lim Changyong raised her as an heir, even though she was illegitimate. The fact that she changed her surname should only be known by few. Power surges around Taehyun as he declares, "You're out of your mind. You're the one who started it." Taehyun wonders what is happening as he resists the mysterious force. Taehyun counters with the Night King's Spirit B. The attack is successful, but he is shocked. Yu Ayong looks surprised, as if she's been hit with something unexpected. Taehyun is surrounded by an ominous red aura. He says, "Phew." The red aura fades as Taehyun gets his bearings. He takes a step forward, tapping his foot on the ground. Taehyun is grabbed, his arm twisted behind his back with great force. The man warns, "Let's not cross the line." Another person is missing, Ahyung's sister. Taehyun grimaces as he feels the incredible force being exerted on him. The tryouts are being held at a large coliseum. Many hopeful participants are present. Unlike previous rounds, the third round of the player tryouts is public. The audience, industry professionals, and families watch the tryouts. Someone in the crowd recognizes Taehyun. Yu Ahyung watches disguised as a civilian. They say the tryouts are fierce. The man laughs maniacally, holding up a sign that says, "Taehyun's so strong," and win-win. In Hwang Yeong's mind, Taehyun could defeat everyone with one blow. An audience member is surprised by Taehyun's strength. The reporter wants to get the scoop this time. Kim Jija, SY economic rookie reporter, faces being fired. Her last interview was scrapped, a C-rank awakened. Someone wonders if Taehyun has been disqualified. A reporter worries about being fired. Surrounded by a crowd, Taehyun wonders what is going on. The atmosphere. Kim reporter looks surprised from the stands and says, "Oh." From countless high-ranking awakened to Lee Gilson, the A-ranker, all for these player tryouts. The crowd stares at Taehyun. Someone thinks the crowd wants to take him down. Kim reporter is in shock and says, "AH," wondering how strong is he for them too. A sinister smile is shown with the text, "The player tryouts shall soon begin." Kim Taehyun launches a powerful blast of energy, ready to take on his foes in the dungeon break. The purple blade rips through the dungeon, sending shockwaves and energy everywhere. As the dust settles, a voice booms, ordering, "Get rid of him right now." The remaining enemies are pushed back by the blast. One yells, "He's taken down 2 S-rankers already." The force of Taehyun's attack sends a shockwave throughout the dungeon break. The monsters reel from Taehyun's incredible power as a figure watches with a sinister grin. Taehyun grits his teeth, unleashing his full power, a blinding aura surrounding him. The dungeon begins to crumble. A body lies still among the dust and debris, a grim reminder of the battle. Kim Taehyun grits his teeth. Taehyun scrambles through the rubble. Something stirs beneath the debris, a pulsating green light erupting. The light fades to reveal a terrifying, pulsating monster. Taehyun is stunned, muttering, "Oh." The monster laughs maniacally as pulsing vines burst forth, reaching for Taehyun. "What is this thing?" Taehyun asks. Lee Gilson proclaims, "Now the final winner of this test shall be me." The monster slams Taehyun into the ground with immense force. Kyuk. Lee Gilson's body is being smashed by rubble. Taehyun watches as his killer smiles with anticipation. Next. An enemy cries out, "That damn monster." They're ordered to keep attacking him. Taehyun prepares to fight as the name Night King's spirit appears. The enemy smiles, expecting victory. The words Night King's spirit appear as Taehyun strikes, ready to fight. Kim Taehyun is shocked and says, "Oh," as more power emanates from the monster. The monster's immense power floods the arena as Taehyun is blasted away. A horrifying skull-faced monster emerges. The air crackles with energy. What new horrors await Kim Taehyun? Taehyun is lying on the floor, beaten by the monster's power. His supporters and fans look on in dismay, worried about their hero. Can he win? Someone cries out in terror as Taehyun stares down the skull-faced monster. The audience watches in fear as Kim Taehyun is about to face defeat. Lee Gilson yells, "That lunatic, how could he use that in the dead center?" Wiping the sweat from his brow, Taehyun sighs in relief, but a new threat looms nearby. Hugh. The fight has ended, but the real battle has only just begun. Breathing heavily, Lim Ayong is shocked by the skull-faced monster. What is she doing here, and why is she so surprised? A mysterious man asks Lim Ayong what she wants to do. Will she intervene or retreat? The skull-faced monster smirks. Want a repeat of the first round? Taehyun is bruised and beaten but still stands. The arena is covered in shards of ice and shimmering energy. The air crackles as a new power emerges. The ice shatters, a chilling aura spreads as a dangerous presence fills the arena. Kim Taehyun, standing amidst the icy destruction, says this again, "I think you'd better worry about yourself," an unseen enemy yells. Lim Ayong declares that things will be different this time, her eyes glowing. Taehyun looks up at the monster with a smirk. "You sure about that?" The landscape is destroyed by ice and snow. The world trembles with impending power. Lim Ayong and Kim Taehyun stand together, ready to face the new threat. The monster's attack slams Lim Ayong into the ground. Taehyun watches, concerned for her well-being. Taehyun is relieved but notes Ayong's power. "As expected of you, Lim Ayong." With the player tryouts officially over, who will be the top qualifier? Rewards await the top qualifier, Kim Taehyun. His journey has only just begun. An executive congratulates someone on their promotion to S-rank player. But who? An executive remarks on Taehyun's success, hinting at something bigger, his apocalyptto clear. Far away, Ji Jinwi says Taehyun, while watching the fight between Taehyun and the skull-faced monster. Back in the association's office, someone proposes Taehyun join the new South Korea Player Association. Someone is discussing the possibility of working for the new association. Ji Jinwi reflects on recent events while in his office. Truly, a lot has changed, huh? He became S-rank despite being unawakened, becoming the top qualifier and more. The scene shifts to Ji Jinwi, the head of the new South Korea Player Association, deep in thought. However, Kim Taehyun declines a tempting offer, choosing his own path. "I'd like to decline." In a meeting, the man is confused at the result of the sudden appearance of the monster. But why? The man sips his tea, pondering that it'll be more effective to work alone. A man says that he couldn't be any help to someone. Who could he be talking to? The man who looks like Lim Changyong laughs maniacally. What is this person's connection to the dungeon break? A hand reaches out. Lim Changyong laughs maniacally, sipping his tea. Horrified screams fill the air as the terrifying monsters reveal themselves. With a horrifying presence, the man prepares to face the horrific beast, emanating terrifying energy. He will fight. He declares the dungeon clear and wonders aloud about the exhibition games. Taehyun looks determined as the horrifying skull-faced monster stands before him. A man on screen tells the students that they must acquire merit points. Someone retorts that it's easy to say. He declares that he just became a player in the blink of an eye. Kim Taehyun floats in the abyss, realizing he's made no progress on points. Kim Taehyun sighs, deciding he has no choice. I'm going to have to go there after all. The air crackles as Taehyun's Night King spirit clashes with the monster's power. Taehyun groans, feeling the force of the attack. A mysterious man intercepts the blow. The man's body is being distorted with energy as someone cries out to him. Taehyun's heir is still in the hospital. The culprit is an S-rank player. The mysterious man screams out in pain as the blow begins to connect. Someone cries out, "Chairman," a guest has arrived from the Malignant Guild. Someone asks, "Malignant?" The man yells in rage, wondering how they dare show their faces now. Kim Taehyun is about to use his Night King spirit. The crowd is shocked. He tells him that the matter with his son was a shame. He tells him to calm down. Lim Changyong looks surprised and says, "You." The mysterious man introduces himself as the Malignant Guild's vice guildmaster, Shadow. A large swirling vortex of energy opens. Shadow's true power is unknown. The man rushes forward, energy distorting around him. Can he be stopped? Someone calls out, stuttering his name in shock. Where is Kim Taehyun? An A-ranker from the Alchemist's Guild will guide him for the auction. The man announces his name as Park Jin-woon, holding a sign celebrating Kim Taehyun's new S-rank. Thrilled onlookers exclaim Kim Taehyun's awesomeness after overpowering opponents. One asks for an autograph. The man asks if he is sure he wants an autograph on his face. Bodyguards from the guilds are present at the auction, playing a vital role for security. The man explains the warp point coordinates are vital for warp gate security. But yet, a terror attack from an S-rank villain will soon occur. An auctioneer announces the best item has finally arrived at the auction. The auctioneer announces it's the Phoenix Potion. Drinking it boosts stamina and magic by 20 points. The crowd stirs with excitement, ready to bid. He thinks to himself that he must wait for the terror attack, but he has no intel. A woman with a microphone is on stage. Numbers appear on the people's heads. Before the regression, news only reported East Point's serious damage from Narendra Nero. A man demands, "Who's the chief security officer here?" While holding 2 ice cream cones, he's immediately questioned why. The man demands to know why he's not allowed to know something. And no, that's not the case. He's surprised and they laugh. The 12th S-rank player of New South Korea and the youngest S-ranker. Suddenly, a group of men emerges from the entrance, radiating power. Are they friend or foe? The crowd announces, "We have Kim Taehyun here." Is he ready for the attention? The screen reveals the devil Isaki Ryohei, an S-rank player and chief security officer. A man stands with a katana on his back, ready for what's to come. Lim Changyong thinks to himself to just be mindful. Then he recalls what he did, even stabbing his comrades. The players call him the devil. The man smirks, didn't expect to meet in person. Taehyun looks down at his hand, confused. Left hand, he is preparing to fight. The light intensifies as the 2 clashing powers create a large shockwave. Lim Changyong's body is being distorted by the incoming energy. "Kyuk," he cries out in pain. The mysterious man laughs maniacally as energy continues to pulse around him. The Vice Guild Master laughs maniacally, surprised that someone could endure his power. Kim Taehyun yells, "This bastard." Lim Changyong screams in agony as the Night King's spirit connects with his body. Civilians nearby gasp for air. Taehyun realizes people will get hurt. The mysterious man laughs maniacally. "I guess that was an excessive prank." Taehyun is shocked. With the power of Shadow, Lim should have teleports to the auction. Taehyun is unaware of his target's escape. Lim Changyong smirks, confident in his superior power. "That Lim taught you." A modern building stands tall against the blue sky. Cut to armed men guard a sealed entrance. The mysterious group makes their way through the corridor. Armed guards observe them. The old man states they don't need to know everything about the mission. Their targets are here, it's time to act. The A-ranker confidently orders everyone to assist while he deals with the threat. A hulking monster appears, leaving the team in shock and covered in dust. The team struggles to their feet amidst the monster's terrifying presence. The horrifying skull-faced monster admires the transformation while savoring the moment. They report to Narendra that a variable has arrived at the auction house. The masked figure announces the Korea Association is at the auction house. Another asks what they should do. One answers, "What about lowly trash like that?" The horrifying skull-faced monster roars loudly, shaking the foundations of the building. Narendra proclaims that nobody can evade his divine revelation. From afar, East Point skyscraper stands tall, but the sky cracks open above. East Point is under attack. Meanwhile, a player exam lecture continues, unaware of the chaos that is about to ensue. A massive explosion rips through the area, sending debris and bodies flying. Elsewhere, two people watch the news calmly. The auction house is rocked by an explosion. Buildings on the island crumble under the immense force. The attack continues to bombard East Point. Someone calls out for Kim Tae-hyun. The man's open mouth screams, "Who is he yelling for and why?" The man on the ground asks if the other is okay. "We need to evacuate immediately," he responds, "No way." An explosion erupts as a man exclaims, "How did the terrorists sneak in?" The man thinks, "Wait, no, right now what's important is," as another shouts, "It's the terrorists." The masked man demands everyone to lower their weapons, firing a warning shot. The masked man threatens to shoot if anyone resists. Kim Tae-hyun is falling. Kim Tae-hyun effortlessly defeats the terrorists with his newfound abilities and speed. The East Point employee screams in terror as the attack intensifies nearby. The man orders Park Jin-woon to contact the association to ask for backup. He will take care of things himself. Jai Jin-hui, the chairman, gifted Kim Tae-hyun with a rare talisman dagger for acing the tryouts. The terrorists are exhausted after the explosion at the auction house, catching their breaths. The terrorists face their target as one yells, "And not to terrorists like you." Narendra coldly demands, "Slaughter them," as Kim Tae-hyun engages in combat. Kim Tae-hyun wakes up in the school clinic. The nurse looks at him confused. Huh. He smiles, blood dripping from his face as two students lay defeated before him. "Hello, teacher." She screams in terror, realizing the extent of Tae-hyun's newfound abilities. Tae-hyun thinks to himself, "This is great, I awakened and got revenge on Bae Hyuk-soo." Tae-hyun's skill activates. A massive toothed maw appears behind him. It's called predation. He reflects on his rank. He's shocked it rose so quickly after a single fight. Tae-hyun wonders why King gave him this power and made him regress. He has questions. Tae-hyun steals his gaze, resolving himself. "But in the end, there's one thing I have to do." Tae-hyun reflects, "It's been a while since I came home." He opens the door to his home, realizing, "Uncle will be back late." Tae-hyun is shocked. A premonition of three masked assailants cornering someone flashes in his mind. He sees Hwang Yeong cornered. He is shocked and wonders why they aren't at school. Three masked men corner Hwang Yeong. One questions him, "Who's this bastard?" Tae-hyun thinks, surprised, "Wow, I was wondering who it was, but Yeong's cousin." One of the masked men threatens Hwang Yeong, "If you don't want to get hurt." One of the men grabs Yeong roughly by the collar. Tae-hyun grits his teeth, thinking, "Perfect, I wanted." Tae-hyun prepares to attack, to test it, he thinks, aiming a powerful blast at his target. The blast hits. One of the men falls to the ground, incapacitated, yelling in pain. The two remaining thugs are stunned by Tae-hyun's sudden and powerful attack. Hwang Yeong lies prone, gasping for air. The other two masked men are shocked as one yells, "Wait, glut, Tony." Tae-hyun smiles sadistically, pleased with the result of his attack. He's surprised by the power. The predation function is inaccessible to Tae-hyun. Yeong's cousin looks confused by recent events. Tae-hyun realizes predation didn't activate. One of the thugs yells, "You." The remaining thug curses in anger. Taehyun is unfazed by the outburst, staring with cold intensity. The enraged thug lunges. Taehyun struggles, remembering predation didn't activate earlier. The remaining thug launches at Taehyun, teeth bared, eager for revenge. The thug uses his bind skill, restraining someone with chains. Another prepares to use poison, while Taehyun prepares another blast of energy. The thug launches his blade skill. Taehyun's eyes widen as he braces for the incoming attack. An unseen force pierces through Taehyun. He's sent flying backwards with immense speed, crashing into a wall. The masked men berate Taehyun. How dare an unawakened pretend to be awakened? An energy skill is activated. The thugs are caught completely off guard by this. The bind, poison, and bleed skills are activated against Taehyun in a furious onslaught. Due to a mysterious power, Taehyun's resistance to the onslaught was successful. It suddenly didn't work. The force suddenly neutralized the bind, poison, and bleed skills. Taehyun exclaims, "I don't know what's going on." The villain laughs, admitting he can't be helped at this time. For now, he retreats from the fight. Kim Taehyun stands in the light, looking down at someone defeated. He thinks, for now. Kim Taehyun is beat up and exhausted. He thinks, I guess I've learnt two things, huh? The system explains the power resists abnormal conditions. Taehyun reflects, he can now slowly check his theories. Kim Taehyun thinks to himself, more importantly, while staring at the scene before him, what are you doing? Hwang Yeong begs for forgiveness, reflecting on his actions towards Taehyun. Hwang Yeong says he'll do anything, even lick shoes or bark like a dog. He then starts woofing and growling. Kim Taehyun thinks the urgent issue is not Yeong, but another incident. He forgives him anyway. Hwang Yeong looks shocked as Taehyun says, in return, come with me. Hwang Yeong is confused as to why Taehyun suddenly asked him to come along. The gate reads, restricted area do not enter, authorized personnel only. Where is Taehyun taking Yeong? Taehyun and Yeong arrive, but it's not just an authorized personnel area. A gate break. The gate break is a path to the abyss. Monsters are pouring out. It's been 10 years since the last one. A gate suddenly opened. Monsters are pouring out. Should we evacuate? A man asks. Taehyun states, no need. A man confidently declares, because we have my skill barrier B on our side. The man says, on top of that, the rank for this gate break is only C. This means the strongest monster will be C-ranked. The team leader is surprised to see Taehyun standing before a C-ranked monster. A C-ranked monster crashes through the barrier, a terrifying sight to behold. The man with the barrier skill confidently says, as B-rankers we can handle it. Then, a man is running frantically, shouting, shouldn't it be okay, sir? The B-ranked personnel thought that the situation was handled. C-rank gate break should be simple. A team member cries, realizing something is wrong. It's not a C-rank gate break. The barrier user is shocked. How strange. These low-rank monsters pierced through my B-rank barrier. The B-ranked barrier user is in disbelief. It can't be. Something far stronger resides within. The B-ranked personnel is flung away by a monster. An explosion of energy emits from the gate break. The monster's huge maw snaps shut, breaking the barrier easily. The man is horrified. What is that? The monster roars, shattering what remains of the barrier with its might. A speech bubble shows utter shock and disbelief. Monstrous figures loom behind them. The monstrous figure towers, roaring loud enough to make the team feel dread. A rank. The barrier user realizes it wasn't C-ranked, but A, as an energy erupts from the gate. The barrier user hopes Taehyun is right, but finds it ridiculous to know all this. Kim Taehyun is running towards the gate, because I've already gone through this. A man shouts, you're lying, before the crowd's panicked cry rings out, they're being fooled. Panic ensues as people flee from the gate break screaming for help. Taehyun asks Yeong if he remembers what to do. Yeong stutters, questioning Taehyun's safety. Kim Taehyun stares intensely, thinking, I'll get rid of those and be right behind you. An executive looks at the city. Someone states, just as you said, it's escalating. The A-ranked giant ogre lunges forward, a terrifying display of power as it prepares to strike. Kim Taehyun is hit by the ogre's attack, sending him flying backwards with immense force. As the dust settles, the ogre rises, surrounded by strange black spikes. Is Kim Taehyun still alive? Kim Taehyun says, as expected. Is the reason predation failed because his fatigue is at 52%? Fatigue over 70% prevents activation. Mana isn't the only concern. Fatigue is a major factor to consider in his current situation. Kim Taehyun discovers that absorbing dead monsters recovers mana without using any. Kim Taehyun grins, realizing that predation's continuous use will accelerate his growth. Kim Taehyun declares he might become the first SSS rank. Then he thinks about Hwang Yeyoung. Kim Taehyun questions something as he stands opposite the A-ranked ogre, ready to face the monster. Kim Taehyun is shocked but quickly shouts, "You dirty monster," as he prepares to attack. A figure appears, yelling about justice for the people killed. The A-ranked giant ogre roars, preparing to attack Kim Taehyun with deadly force. Kim Taehyun unleashes a powerful strike, his energy erupting towards the giant ogre. The massive explosion shakes the surroundings as Kim Taehyun braces against the powerful shockwave. The dust settles around him. Kim Taehyun realizes An Hyunsu, Blade of Lunacy, defeated the ogre before his regression. An Hyunsu smirks after the explosion, bragging about his justice sword. He states the ogre was strong. Kim Taehyun wonders why An Hyunsu is here. Before his regression, An Hyunsu fought the ogre. An Hyunsu shouts, "I hope you will be at peace," but the system senses a new skill. Kim Taehyun is struck by a new attack. "What?" he shouts in disbelief. Blood pours from Kim Taehyun's mouth as An Hyunsu states, "I caught you, An Hyunsu." The city is in ruins, the aftermath of a terrible battle. Kim Taehyun now lies unconscious on a couch, defeated. Kim Taehyun wakes up on a couch. He wonders, is this really okay? In disbelief. Kim Taehyun looks up confused as he suddenly remembers someone. He thinks she'll die. Someone says, "You can put people to sleep, right?" Another replies, "Then evacuate Choi Naeung, I'll handle the rest." Kim Taehyun's coworker wonders how he knows all of this information. He then realizes something, perhaps. But there's no other explanation. Taehyun's coworker shouts his name in disbelief, Taehyun Hyungnim. Kim Taehyun awakens to the power of foresight, a skill to see the future. People are amazed, shouting at Kim Taehyun's new skill. Kim seems unaffected. The night is upon them. Kim Taehyun, covered in blood, thinks, "Damn it, nothing will go wrong." Then something's gone seriously wrong. Kim Taehyun, bleeding from his chest, demands, "Who are you? Reveal your identity." An Hyunsu laughs, surprised Kim Taehyun is alive after being stabbed. He thinks hunting will be fun. The villains are awakened criminals, and among them is B-ranked Han Sang-do. The villain is a homicidal maniac who murdered people during the gate break for his own sick pleasure. Kim Taehyun angrily shouts, "You evil bastard." He can't believe An Hyunsu was a villain. Kim Taehyun, engulfed in golden energy, declares he will punish An Hyunsu himself. Kim Taehyun screams in pain from An Hyunsu's betrayal, who wields a sword of lightning. The giant ogre unleashes a devastating attack on Kim Taehyun. Can he survive? The giant ogre roars ferociously, its power increasing as it prepares for another attack. Kim Taehyun is shocked as he sees the giant ogre regenerate. An Hyunsu laughs maniacally. An Hyunsu laughs kekek, there's no helping it, as he prepares for another assault. An Hyunsu says to leave Taehyun to die. The killer smirks at the situation. The mysterious stranger stands above, the dust swirling around him. Who is he? The enemy screams, "Die," lunging forward with a dagger glowing with ominous energy. The dagger pierces Taehyun's shoulder. The impact causes him to exclaim. He spits out, "Moron." Taehyun quickly retaliates with a swift kick directly to the enemy's face. The man is sent flying, yelling insults. He realizes Taehyun is awakened, introducing Han Sang-do, a B-ranked villain. Han Sang-do, recovering from the kick, realizes he's found the murdering lunatic. "It's you, isn't it?" With murderous intent, Han Sang-do lunges with his dagger infused with a strange energy. The ominous energy crackles around Han Sang-do's dagger as he closes in on Taehyun. The energized dagger clashes against Taehyun's fist. Sparks fly as they exchange blows. Han Sang-do smirks, "Keek, you're certainly skilled enough to be confident. Han Sangdo says, I don't know how you know me. Han Sangdo explains, but you see, kiddo, the world doesn't go to your plans. Han Sangdo's face is twisted in a maniacal grin, his dagger ready to strike. Han Sangdo uses stealth disappearing. He thinks, so in the end he hid himself. Despite disappearing, Han Sangdo knows Taehyun is still outmatched. He believes his stealth will win him the fight. Suddenly Han Sangdo appears again, striking Taehyun. You sure about that? He asks smugly. Taehyun is struck by the dagger, blood splattering around him. Han Sangdo maniacally laughs. Han Sangdo rushes toward Taehyun, declaring, do you even know how many guys I've hunted? Han Sangdo taunts Taehyun, with your weakness exposed, you're just flustered and dying to run away, aren't you? Taehyun yells out in pain as he collapses to the ground. Blood pools beneath him, spreading across the tiled floor. Taehyun struggles to stand, exhausted. He realizes stone skin has a flaw, it doesn't totally block attacks. Taehyun struggles but thinks, as I expected, a hand-to-hand fight is still doable. He knows he isn't an average D rank. Han Sangdo asks if they should end the test now. He then maniacally laughs, asking if Taehyun is mad. Han Sangdo yells, laughing maniacally, and asks Taehyun why he wanted to meet him. Taehyun's eyes widen with a furious glare, determination burning in his gaze. Taehyun's eyes glow with dark power. He declares, because I wanted to take your skill. Han Sangdo realizes Taehyun was hiding something this whole time. He is wary. Han Sangdo stares down, radiating dark energy. He taunts, haha, you idiot. Han Sangdo is shocked and doesn't know what is happening to his stealth. Han Sangdo remembers realizing the truth. Every skill has a weakness he discovered after devouring monsters. Among countless monsters, many escaped, but predation devoured them all in the end. Han Sangdo reappears with a blast of energy, striking at Taehyun. He shouts, wherever you run away to. Han Sangdo realizes he's in trouble as Taehyun activates predation. Yuwa, he exclaims, terrified of the power. The scene shifts to a high-angle shot of a city skyline at twilight. Taehyun lays defeated. He thinks, damn it, if only that cunning villain didn't get me. Taehyun lies defeated, bloodied. He thinks with finality, cannot defy death. Han Sangdo attacks Taehyun, screaming with rage as he makes his move. His plan is to take him down. The monster roars in agony, its life force rapidly draining away. The floor cracks under its immense dying weight. Han Sangdo is confused by Taehyun's power. What the hell, you're totally flat. The city skyline is lit with an eerie glow. Down below, people stare in horror at the unfolding disaster, exclaiming in fear. Taehyun comes home, cheerfully announcing his return. His younger cousin looks up, concerned about him. His worried family is relieved to see Taehyun, exclaiming their concern. Taehyun's cousin awkwardly tries to hide something. He says that nothing happened and everything is fine. The news reports a gate break after 10 years. The government guidelines are being announced live. The government closes schools for a week after the gate break. A man in a hospital gown is screaming at the camera, denying he defeated the news says the giant ogre's body wasn't found and the villain is unknown. The news shows a man with a tablet. Taehyun breathes a sigh of relief, unseen for his heroics. Taehyun smirks, he is ready to take action with his newfound power. Okay then. Taehyun stands before a looming gate, a dark abyss behind it. Shall we advance to the next stage? Taehyun reflects on the dangers of recklessly using his skills and mana. The text explains that potions restore mana and fatigue, but are costly. Taehyun enters the gate to hunt and earn money. He remembers that he needs legal permission to use his skills. Taehyun thinks, so that leaves me with the only option. He reaches forward. The text reads, exploring undiscovered dungeons. Giant spider monsters lurk, their red eyes gleaming in the dark. The monsters are surprised Taehyun found them. They want to paralyze him. The text reads, Spider Sisters, rank B. Taehyun thinks he needs more to rank up. Do I have to eat hundreds of them? The monsters respond to Taehyun's voice, enraged, how dare you, arrogant lowly human. The Spider Sisters snarl, do you not realize the situation you're in? They prepare their attack. The Spider Sisters shout, we're going to eat you alive. They launch their attack. The Spider Sisters ask, how do you feel now? Taehyun smirks as he feels paralysis setting in. The text indicates Taehyun resisted the paralysis. He smirks, noting their skill. The spiders are shocked and confused. A dark tunnel looms ahead, filled with a mysterious energy. The Spider Sisters' attack explodes. While Taehyun battles monsters, the new South Korea Association gets a visit. Two men stand guard. A panel shows an old man in a suit, sitting at a desk and looking frustrated. Two of the best players. Go Tae-wook, the HR deputy manager of the new South Korea Player Association, is introduced. Player. Currently, there are 5 player centers in the new South Korea Association. Largest guilds are 4 great guilds. An authorized agency manages the players, including the 4 great guilds. Before him stands a familiar figure. He says it's been a long time, Chairman. Ji Jinhui, the chairman, says thanks. Yu Ayong asks if he discovered something new about the Malignant Guild. The Malignant Guild is introduced, a criminal organization of brutal villains. The document details the recent movements of the Malignant Guild and their targets. She asks, why give me this in person? Chairman Ji Jinhui asks what Yu Ayong's opinion is on the Malignant Guild. He chuckles, confident in his information. Chairman Ji asks Yu Ayong when she took the player test. Yu Ayong is shocked and says she was 19. The chairman is being questioned. Chairman, don't tell me, do you think? He finds himself in an eerie new place. A monstrous bone mountain before a cave filled with blue light. Taehyun is on a call with the new South Korea Player Association. Hello. After the gate break incident, school closure is lifted after 7 long days. But what did Taehyun do during the school closure? He trained hard. Taehyun had cleared some dungeons during the closure, defeating monsters. Among the 4 great guilds is the Alchemists, a force to be reckoned with. The Alchemists want to treat Taehyun as a super VIP for the trade. Taehyun's stats have been updated. He is now rank C and his stats have increased. Taehyun knows there's still a long way to go. Back at school, Taehyun is lost in thought. Students whisper about Taehyun, surprised by the rumors of him beating up Bae Hyuksu's men. Students are shocked and corner Taehyun, asking if the rumors are true. The students become rowdy and aggressive. They want to know if he really beat up Bae Hyuksu's men. Taehyun is on the floor after he's been cornered by his classmates. But news of Taehyun's actions have already reached Bae Hyuksu's ears. Vengeance is coming. But an S-rank awakened individual, Lee Young-yi, says been a while old friend. Lee Young-yi is the 3rd-generation heir of Taesun and boss of bullies. Taehyun unleashes a powerful attack, visibly hurt. This display of strength silences the rowdy students. Lee Young-yi smirks, revealing that he was behind the order to harass Taehyun. Lee Young-yi in a menacing tone says, someone like you, friend, and laughs. He orders him to leave. Taehyun glares back, enraged by Lee Young-yi's taunts and blatant disregard. Lee Young-yi's lackey yells at Taehyun, calling him a bastard. He throws a punch at Taehyun with full force. The lackey's punch lands squarely on Taehyun, sending him reeling with pain. Lee Young-yi, chuckling, acknowledges Taehyun's achievement against Bae Hyuksu. However, a dark undercurrent hints at something more sinister. An intense aura surrounds Lee Young-yi, his power flaring. He prepares to unleash his attack. Lee Young-yi ominously questions if Taehyun should be careful who he acts tough in front of. Lee Young-yi thinks it is indeed amazing, but then orders him, listen while I'm nice. Lee Young-yi's hand glows with intense energy, preparing to strike Taehyun with immense force. Suddenly a figure shouts, Lee Young-yi, that's enough, now stop. A burst of power emanates from her. Suddenly a voice cries out in shock and surprise, Lim Ayong, stopping Young-yi. Suddenly Lim Ayong's voice rings out, Kim Taehyun, you're enough of this. Lim Ayong is known for many names, but she's uncompromising and won't back down. Lee Young-yi sarcastically questions Ayong's interruption, implying he's not doing anything wrong. He laughs mockingly. Ayong questions Lee Young-yi's actions, demanding, what about how you just punched him in the face? Friends. Ayong warns Young-yi to watch himself and threatens to use force if he continues. The classroom fills with chaotic energy as Lee Young-yi and Ayong prepare for a showdown. What will she do? Lee Young-yi's lackeys yell for Lim Ayong to stop, She declares she doesn't plan to fight him here. Lim Ayong's stance is firm as she prepares to unleash her power on Lee Yoongi. The remnants of Ayong's barrier burst outward with force. What will happen next? A powerful surge of mana erupts from Lim Ayong, creating a sonic boom throughout the classroom. The sound of the school bell echoes through the halls. It is time. A school announcement is made, broadcasting a special lecture in the main hall by the Players Association. The school bell rings, signaling the end of the chaos. What does the announcement mean? Player Association. Lee Yoongi smirks, saying, "Oh my goodness, just know that you're lucky." Taehyun sits at his desk, bewildered at all the attention from the announcement. The sound of a punch echoes. Lim Ayong calls out to him, "Kim Taehyun." Lim Ayong pulls Kim Taehyun up and asks if he is okay. Ayong tells him not to thank her. Ayong asks if he heard the announcement to assemble in the main hall. Yoongi is already on his way. The scene shifts to the exterior of the school. A question lingers. Has Kim Taehyun always been like that? The students arrive in the main hall, wondering about the special lecture by the Player Association. Go Tae-wook, HR Deputy Manager of the Players Association, introduces the assembly. The main hall buzzes with murmurs. Player tryouts, someone asks. What does that have to do with us? The crowd murmurs that they're too young, but someone cuts in, you may have thought that. With recent gate breaks and an increase in monsters, the association needs more players. The announcement stuns the crowd, especially the high school students present. A student scoffs at the announcement, muttering, lies. The selection is already happening thanks to Go Tae-wook's Observer's Eye. Observer's Eye can quantify total abilities and display stat window information. Someone remarks, certainly. He observes the crowd and says, the numbers here are far better. They'll make great players. Go Tae-wook looks stern as he says, but the most shocking even among all. Go Tae-wook smirks, surrounded by flames, exclaiming about an interesting student. A girl with glowing eyes is next in line. Her power level is 2335. Go Tae-wook receives a list from the Nightwalkers, saying it's only because the chairman asked a favor. A student raises his hand. Mr. Player, he asks. He has a concerned look. Go Tae-wook looks perplexed. He wonders why the student is asking about the player tryouts now. Go Tae-wook says that player tryouts are meant to assess the awakened. Someone says, I don't believe an unawakened person needs to hear this lecture. But in the end, all the complexities originate from the awakened. Murmurs fill the room as students laugh, remarking that it's salt in the wounds. The student considers Lee Yoongi. He asks if Lee Yoongi wants to know if he has awakened. He chuckles. The students gasp when they hear the S-rank player Lee Yoongi's name. The girl is angry and tells him to back off. She doesn't care about what's happening anymore. The students laugh at Taehyun. Someone jeers, Kim Taehyun, how are you not humiliated? Someone in the crowd responds, not like you can get nominated unawakened, huh? Or, do you not care about player tryouts? Taehyun wonders if proving his awakening will let him see the tryouts, but he doesn't need to prove it. Taehyun clenches his fist. He thinks to himself that he doesn't need to prove anything to anyone. Lee Yoongi thinks to himself, he is an S-rank player bullying the others, pathetic. The system labels Taehyun as unawakened with unknown latent rank. Is this truth or a trick? Go Tae-wook's eyes widen as he wonders what he's done wrong. He realizes he shouldn't have made fun of Taehyun. Someone ponders about what an unawakened person would do in the lecture. It'd hurt their pride. So, Taehyun thinks about this for a moment. Enraged, he shouts that he will get the hell out of here himself. Go Tae-wook smirks mockingly, telling Taehyun to stay and enjoy the lecture. Go Tae-wook is in disbelief. My observer's eye didn't work on him. Go Tae-wook is in disbelief. This has never happened. Yu Ayong's on the list. Yet why? Go Tae-wook can't believe his eyes as he shouts, with a kid like him. Go Tae-wook is shocked by what he did or didn't do. How am I wrong and what am I doing? Go Tae-wook appears shocked as the system fails to verify Taehyun's information. Information could not be verified. As the system verifies Kim Taehyun, his eye flashes purple. Is Taehyun truly awakened now? The system finally reveals Kim Taehyun's ability. His power level is 5096. The system failure shocks everyone. What could this mean for Kim Taehyun? The scene shifts back outside of the high school, a bright day it seems. The scene transitions to the school library. Rows and rows of books line the shelves. Taehyun exhales, sitting in the library surrounded by books. I'll spend the day looking for clues about the king. Taehyun sighs and thinks, well, it's not like I'll find something here anyway. As Taehyun sits down to research, he's interrupted by some students who approach him. Inside the library, someone asks Taehyun what he'll do if they say no. Another figure is standing behind him. An unknown figure asks if Taehyun's aunt runs a restaurant. He's clearly surprised by this random question. The student coldly relays, Yoongi wanted me to tell you this. You're a pathetic orphan. An aura surrounds Taehyun. He declares, we're gonna drag you to Yoongi. The classroom door explodes into shards as Taehyun's power unleashes. The library is in ruins, shelves toppled, books scattered everywhere. Taehyun coughs as he tries to breathe through the dust. A student is struggling as Taehyun holds him up by the neck.